it's just it's frustrating, you know, Renee? Sometimes it's just so frustrating because we all know it's a lie, right? Many of you come to the realization that it's a lie. Holly B, you know it's a lie. Ivy, you know it's a lie. Hustle Man definitely knows that it's a lie. Just because someone says something doesn't mean that it's true.
Initially, we went to the doctor because James had been complaining of he has a lump on his back, and he'd been complaining that it was hurting.
Mm-hmm. So yesterday, he basically told us, look, well, when we had the conversation, he says, I don't think that surgery is necessary right now. Down in biopsy, they actually want us to do the surgery because they want to take it out and they want the whole mass so they can study it and all this kind of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, okay, they probably want to do that because, they...
Scientific inquiry.
Okay, we understand that, but is it necessary? And he says, I don't think that it's really necessary right now, but I would like for you guys to come in and we can sit down and talk. So
yesterday we went in
and talked. Mm-hmm.
And what he told us was that there's no need to even have it removed anytime soon. He said just keep getting your paperwork together so that you don't have to deal with the insurance at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
He said make sure you have everything in order. He said we could wait a year if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
He said from today, a year from today, and do the surgery, and it wouldn't make any difference because at the pace that the lesion is growing on James's back, it's not life-threatening. It's not causing any problems with his rib cage.
It's localized too. It hasn't spread. Or
it hasn't spread to any other part of his body, and it's not causing him any discomfort. So there's no need to have it.
But that's the one thing.
But to monitor it.
Yeah, he says we'll monitor it. He says that if there's any point where it actually becomes painful for him or is causing discomfort, then we'll take another look and see whether or not we need to update on when we would do a surgery. But
story, it's become a conundrum at this point. And I think about this because this is true for a lot of these liars, is that it is so unnecessary in the first place. If you guys think about this for a moment.
And it's not causing him any discomfort, so there's no need to have it.
But that's the one thing.
But to monitor it.
Yeah, he says we'll monitor it. He says that if there's any point where it actually becomes painful for him or is causing discomfort, then we'll take.
He didn't have to tell this lie. Did he have to tell that lie? He didn't have to, but he did. And then it just spins. It don't even make any sense, but it's the story. He just spins it and spins it and spins it and spins it. And there are people who believe this shit without any proof, any evidence whatsoever. This is what I'm saying. If you're an intellectual being, and perhaps it is the case that many of these people who believe these liars, that they just assume that they're telling the truth without any evidence, maybe it's an intellectual thing. But for where I come from, I consider myself to be somewhat intellectual. You always ask the question, who, what, where, why, when, how? Where's the evidence and proof? Perhaps it is that the individuals who still believe this foolishness, that they lack the intellectual capacity to ask critical questions.
Good morning, everyone. So I think it's fitting that we begin today talking about what happens to patients.